that's reel grinders. That's one half of it. The other half of it is the bed knife grinder. These are a really old bed knife grinder. No relief or no coolant of any sort on this, and so if you grind too aggressive with it, it's going to warp the blade. It's going to get it hot, and when you grind, it's not going to be parallel. The idea is, even if I put a brand new bed knife on a bed bar, you have to grind it, because bed bars get warped. They come from the factory sometimes warped. And so you put a brand new bed knife on a bed bar, you need to at least cut this top face to make sure it's perfectly parallel to your reel. And there are people that just say, I don't care, it's not that important. They send it out and they let the grass wear it down until the reel mates with the bed knife, which sounds fine if the wear only takes place on the bed knife, but if I have a smile or a frown, that means that my reel will be ground with a smile or a frown, which is kind of unideal, if you ask me. So, and you didn't ask me, so you'll figure that out. So that's what you're going to do, is you want to make sure that's perfectly parallel. Just like over here, we're going to have forward and back adjustments and up and down. You can tell by looking at this, there's a lot of movement. I can actually move the head all the way around in a circle, and this blade doesn't really have anything holding it. It's just sitting in here. You don't want to clamp it too hard because you're going to bow it. You want to put it in until it's snug. There's really nothing in there. And then we're going to use this bar. This thing actually just sits on that bar. We're going to take an angle finder and we're going to actually measure the angle of this. And let's say this is setting at 70 degrees. And that can be tricky because you have things in the way, but you have to figure out, how do I get this thing in there and measure that angle. So you measure it. If this is at 70 degrees, you take the angle finder, put it on top of the motor, and you set it at 70 degrees. We don't want the top face to be 90 degrees. We want to have a 5 to 15 degree relief. We want the relief to slope down. So then I'm going to loosen it up, and I'm going to move this to whatever angle I want. If I want 15 degrees, then I'm going to move it 15 degrees. So I'm going to set that from the 70, I'm going to tilt it back 15 degrees. When I get that, I tighten it down, set this off to the side, and then I'm going to roll it back and forth and slowly lower it down until it just touches all the way down. And you notice it's hitting down here, but doesn't hit down here. So you need to actually lower this end.